it's Tracy here from Cheeky Journals. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm planning on making a mini journal cover, and at the end of this video I'll give you some ideas of how you can use these covers and what you can do with them. To make them, I'm going to be using some printables from 49dragonflies, and just a quick disclaimer, I have been gifted these digital files. I have a discount code. If you use Cheeky Journals 2021 at checkout, you will get 10% off. I'll leave a link in the description box to the shop and also the files that I'll be using today, and I'll also leave the discount code there. To make the journal cover, I'm going to be using these German medical documents, and I'm thinking of making 3 to 5 of these covers. And then on the inside of the cover, I'm going to be using this savings book page, and also I thought of using some vintage ledger paper. And I definitely want to decorate the front cover and add a few more things to the background. So I printed out some vintage circles and also some envelopes. I think by now you can see that I've got a theme here, and it's definitely going down the vintage path. I also love these stickers, and I think they'll work really well on this cover. And I'm planning on using more of the red and the blue tickets. Did I say stickers? I mean tickets if I said stickers. But I think the red and the blue. So I've got that color scheme that I'm thinking of. It's not set in stone, but these will come in handy for that. And then for the focal point, I want to use some butterflies. And then I'm also thinking of using some of these beautiful birds. This is the Turquoise Bliss and Birds insect page. And then just to finish the cover off, I always love adding a sentiment, a quote, or a word. So I've printed out some crafting sentiments, some numbers, and then my favorite are these black sentiments. I think this is going to be a good contrast against the rest of the colors. I'm going to be cutting these out, and then I'll get back to you. I'm back. I've cut out everything that I think we're going to need, and we can get started. So this is going to be the front cover of the mini journal, and then we need something on the inside. So this is where these vintage ledger papers come in. I want to use them on the inside of the cover, and I'm just seeing, I think I want to get this indefinitely. So to get that in, if I want it on the front cover, I have to stick it like that, which is what I will do, because then that part will be on the front, on the inside of the front cover, if that makes sense. So I'm just using a normal glue stick to get this down. You can of course use whatever glue you've got. You can use double-sided tape as well. The only reason I'm not using double-sided tape is because when you put it through your sewing machine, it doesn't really work that well, because the double-sided tape never dries. It stays sticky. When you try and sew through that, your needle keeps sticking to that part, and then it starts to miss stitches, and also it grabs onto the thread, and then it just becomes a huge mess on the back side of your work. I've tried it, I think about 2 or 3 times, and it used to only happen to me with certain things that I sew, not with everything. So eventually, after trial and error, I figured out that it was the double-sided tape. So every time I know that I want to put something through my sewing machine, I just use normal glue, and since then I've never had that problem. If you are using any type of glue, just make sure it dries completely before you put anything through your sewing machine. I always give it a good time to dry, a few hours, sometimes even a day. And I am planning on putting these covers through my sewing machine and giving it a bit of a border. Maybe some of it I'll just do like a normal straight stitch, and some of it I'll do a zigzag. So I'm just using a scissors to cut around this, And then that is going to be the back of the cover, the front, and then this is the inside. So we're going to fold it over and see how it looks, because if we want to change anything, this is going to be the time to change it before we decorate it. If there's anything that you want to make smaller or you want to cut something off, I think this is going to be the time to do it. I quite like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taking these and adding some ledger paper on the inside and cut them out, fold them, and I'll get back to you instead of you sitting here and watching me do all of these. So I've gone ahead and I have cut out and stuck inside covers for all of these journals. And now we're going to decorate the front of the covers. So I'm definitely wanting to start on the background and use some of these tickets. I'm just going through them and seeing. I definitely want to use, I think, some of these reds and blues, as I've mentioned earlier on. Love that. Let's see what we can do over here. So I'm thinking something like that, and then we need something for the background. It's difficult to choose which ones to use. All of them are like so beautiful and will work so well with the front cover. And I want definitely a sentiment. I love this one. The creative adult is the child who has survived. Yep, that's gonna be the one. And then a butterfly. And instead of, you can place it in the middle, which will make some of those, but you can also just place it off center. I like that. I think let's start sticking some of it. Otherwise, we are never going to be able to make a decision if we don't get some of these on. Adding in some of this cheesecloth. Let's get my scissors and cut some of them. Just adding some texture, making it more interesting. Of course, you don't have to do this. That's maybe a bit too much. My fingers are sticky from the glue, so my fingers are sticking to everything that I'm touching now. I think I just need it to be, I don't want it to be too bulky. I just want a bit of it. Because I also want to add sewing around. But I think I'm going on the right path. We're getting there. There we go. I think that's not sticking out that much on the side. I think we're going to go for that. So for this bit, I'm going to use some quick dry adhesive, and this is for general purpose fabric and so on and so on. So I just want to place a bit there. Oh, I should have maybe used a different glue. This is quite sticky. Whoops, sorry guys. I've just bumped my ring light. And then I'm also going to be adding some of this glue on the sentiment. And there we go, that's our first cover. Let's move on to the next one. So for this one, I want to stay on this ticket train. I'm thinking of using a ticket for all of them. Maybe placing this one somewhere at the bottom, and I want to go back to these circles. I like the ones with the red labels on because I've used a red label on that one. So I think that will work well together. And then let's go for a bird, and instead of putting it off to the side, I'm going to put it in the middle. And let's start off with that, and we can always add a bit more. I might also use some cheesecloth for this one, so maybe we should get that ready. Going to stick with this fabric glue. It's not as sticky. What I'm going to do is I'm first going to put some glue on this and just stick it down halfway, not completely, before I add the fabric. Oh, the cheesecloth, I mean. So somewhere over here, and then I'm going to be lifting this up and just squeezing. Let's hope some glue is going to come out. I find that this hole closes really quickly, and then you need a needle to open it up. But I love this glue. It really it dries nice. It's not as sticky as the other one. Oh, I'm gonna have to get a needle. I'm quickly gonna open it up and I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm back and I've got the glue and it's coming off. Just placing a bit there. There we go. And then I think we should go to these numbers and add a sneaky little number, but I think we're gonna go continue on the blue theme here. and just place it at the bottom. Yes, loving that, guys, love it. Okay, let's move on to the next one. What are we going to do here? I feel like we need to use some of these envelopes now. Oh, I really like that. And again, using some cheesecloth. Although I feel like I need to go wash my hands before I touch this. Sorry, I think I was off camera there. So I want some of it there, but not too much. Let's add the ticket over here. Yes. And then I'm going to put glue on the envelope so long. I feel like I can make so many of these, and 5 might not be enough, because I've only got 3 covers left to still decorate, and I've still got so many supplies and so many ideas here next to me. But then also the ones that I've made I really love. Well, this paper's getting sticky, I need a new one. Okay, so we're going to place this on the side over here. And then I'm only sticking half of that and still leaving a bit open for my cheesecloth, putting a bit of glue there for it just to hold on to. Okay, so let's go for one of these birds. I like that. And another one of these. This time I'm thinking of going for something black. If all else fails, add another embellishment. Is that me? I don't think I do that, but I can see how it works. I think I actually do it without realizing. Yep. Okay. And then I want this to go sort of off to the side, going a little bit over the cheesecloth. There we go. Loving this one as well. Okay, I'm back. I've just taken a quick break, got some water, and let's start with the next one. I definitely want to use another one of these vintage envelopes. I hope you can't hear that noise. Yet again, we have somebody working in the garden. This seems to be a daily thing. So it is quite difficult to do voiceovers or make videos, but I've just decided to go for it, and it is what it is. Hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. And then having the envelope maybe somewhere here in the middle, but let me just see. I want to add one of these, and I don't want it to be too much to the side because I still want to sew a border around, so maybe around about there should be That should be okay. What do you guys think? I luckily remembered to swap out this paper that I'm gluing on. I want to add another one. Usually I'll just go for one focal point, but I mean, we can change it up. We can do something different. Try something that would not normally do. So I think I'm going to go for like this butterfly and the moth. Yes, why not? Oh, I know I'm going to get my hands so sticky again. I don't know what it is with glue, but I always end up getting glue everywhere. I think it's because I don't want anything to come loose. Then I end up putting on a lot of glue to just make sure that doesn't happen, and then I just get it everywhere. I am thinking of also adding a number, maybe this red one, something like that. Yes, and then I want to add this one as well. More off to the side. There we go. I think that's enough. And now we're going to our last one. I think I've used a ticket on all of these, so it would be nice to use another ticket. Let's maybe go back to these circles. That one, I like the numbers on these, so I think that can work really well. And then another butterfly. And oh my gosh, this noise is just becoming worse. I'm gonna have to finish off this video really quickly. Well, I'm gonna have to do a voiceover. Okay, let's quickly stick these. I'm almost completely done, and then I'm gonna put them through my sewing machine and sew a border around them. And you can use these little journal covers for so many things. I'll give you some ideas when I'm done here. I quite struggle to speak and do these at the same time. I thought I'm going to do something different. Like usually I will record this and then I will do a voiceover. I think I need a new paper. But I thought for a change, it takes a long time to do all of that, you know, record the video, edit it, like do a voiceover, and then putting all of that together. It takes, it's a process for me anyway. So I thought I'm going to change it up and try something different. And maybe, I think that's more or less in the middle. And maybe just do something different, like instead of doing a voiceover, just make the video, talk through it, and then it's just going to be one edit with no voiceover. which should be saving me some time. But I don't know if it's my strongest suit, to be honest, because I struggle to talk and work at the same time. It's a struggle. Because I think in my brain, I'm thinking like, what am I going to do next? So while I'm thinking about it, adding glue, placing things, I find it difficult to actually still have a conversation. But there we go. I think there we go. That's done. So I've done these two without the cheesecloth, and then I've done 3 with cheesecloth. And that's the end result. I'm going to just wait for the glue to dry, put it through my sewing machine, and then I'll show you the end result and give you some ideas what you can use these covers for. So I will be back shortly. I'm done sewing a border around these mini journal covers, and I thought I'll show you how they've all turned out. I've also made a notebook here just to show you the potential that they've got, and I'm also going to give you some extra ideas of what you can do with these. So one thing that I thought was using some tea stained or coffee stained paper, bind it into these little notebooks, and you can use it as a shopping list or a grocery list. You can also just keep it as a cute little notebook and add it to your bigger journal. I love paper clipping it, adding it to a pocket or in an envelope, and that's just some extra journaling space. Or you can add some photos in there, and then it's a mini photo album. You can also use some sketch or watercolor paper and turn it into a mini art journal. I can totally see watercolor swatches in these. You can also keep it as a mini junk journal, so use your scrapbook, patterned music, book pages, and coffee stained paper in here and treat it like you would your normal junk journal, just on a smaller scale. And then with this one, I've turned it into a mini ephemera book. So I have placed in some music paper in here, and then I've used tracing paper to make little pockets of different sizes, and I keep all my mini ephemera pieces in here. So I have some mushrooms and also some sentiments. And this is a lovely size to take with you when you want to do some journaling, maybe in the park or on the beach, and you don't want to carry a lot of things with you, and you just take your traveler's notebook and this mini ephemera book, and you can do some journaling wherever you would like. So those are a few ideas. If you have any more, let me know down below in the comments. And I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.